Hi, I'm Erin. Purchasing seeds every spring is part of the rhythm and the routine of the ranch. We must prepare for the upcoming gardening season. And there's always new varieties and crops to try. But when there are leftover seeds from last year, it doesn't mean that those can't be used as well. Today we do a simple germination test on some seeds, and we talk about how long your old seeds are good for on Our Wyoming Life. I love seed catalogs. They help me get through the darkest part of winter. Every year they start showing up well before Christmas time, and they help renew my hope that spring will eventually come. I spend hours poring over the different catalogs and searching for the perfect varieties to grow. I'm almost finished ordering everything for this year, and soon they will be going into the ground. Because I'm growing on such a large scale, part of my ordering time really goes into figuring out how much seed I will need to purchase. I made a video about it last year, and there are some really helpful tools out there to help you calculate seed quantities. Inevitably though, I end up purchasing some excess seed, and that's fine. It can be reused again this year. Sometimes if I find a great sale on seed, I will purchase a lot of it. Certain things that I grow year-round, like spinach, radishes, and lettuce, they can be purchased in bulk to help lower the cost. All seed can be saved from year to year, and if you're growing heirloom varieties, you can even save your own seed from your own vegetables. But that's a whole different video though. All seeds do have a shelf life. Some store and last longer than others. It's very simple to find out how well your seeds are going to germinate in the garden, and it can be done now when there's still snow on the ground, and I'm anxious to get into the gardens. I have some small amounts of seeds left over from last year from a bunch of different crops. I will not be testing germination on any of those. I didn't have any germination problems last year in the garden, so I'm going to assume that those varieties will all germinate normally since they are only 1 year old. I did go to our local seed library and get a bunch of different seeds, and I'm going to test the germination on them. Most of these seeds are from 2015, so we will be able to get a good idea of how well some of the older seed germinates. I will report all of this information back to the seed library, and they can decide if the germination rates are acceptable. So we really actually don't need a lot of supplies to do a home germination test. We need some baggies. I've got some paper towels, a marker, and all of our seed. And that's really all that we need. The first thing that we're gonna do today is take some paper towel, and I'm gonna fold it. This is one square sheet, or this one has the half sheets. So I'm gonna just take this. We're only germinating 10 seeds, so we don't need a lot of paper towel. So I'm gonna get it wet, fold it, and then squeeze it out. We want it damp, but not soaking wet. So now I have a nice square of damp paper towel. The first seed that we're gonna germinate today is some zucchini. Zucchini is something that always comes in packets of 25, and if you're a home gardener, you probably don't need 25 zucchini. So this is a great one to keep from leftover from year to year. I'm gonna tear open the bottom of the package so that I can still tell what is in here. If I opened it from the top, most likely I would rip this and I wouldn't be able to tell what kind of seed is in here. Although there's still a picture, but I wouldn't know the specific variety. So I'm gonna germinate 10 seeds today. I'm just gonna place them on the paper towel. Once we have them all on there, we're gonna fold it over, kind of press it down so that they don't wanna slide and roll around. And then I'm gonna take a Ziploc baggie and just place it in. Now because I'm gonna germinate a whole bunch of seeds today, I don't wanna use a baggie for every single one, so I'm gonna make sure that I immediately write on top of this paper towel which variety and crop that I am germinating. Now the zucchini is done, I'm just gonna fold over the paper packet and keep these seeds for later. And then I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over. The first sign of germination that you're gonna see is actually the root is gonna start to stick out from the seed. And once you see the root exposed, then you can count that seed as germinated. It's really easy to figure out your germination rate since we're only doing 10 seeds. If 8 of them germinate, you have an 80% germination rate. If only 2 germinate, then you give a 20% germination rate. Personally, I probably wouldn't plant anything that's less than 60% germination. And if I planted something that was that low of a germination rate, I would probably double seed it. So once we're all done with each baggie and they're all labeled, we're gonna close the baggie about 3/4 of the way. You want to leave some of it open for just a little bit of air circulation. Seeds need oxygen to germinate. And then all of these are just gonna get left in my kitchen, somewhere where they're getting some bright indirect light and the temperature's cool, but not overly cool. And you don't want it someplace where they're really super warm. Unless you're germinating something like peppers or tomatoes, which I don't have any today, those do like it a little bit warmer. So you could put them maybe next to your, just somewhere in a warm spot next to in your kitchen, maybe like next to your refrigerator would be a great place to germinate those. So it's gonna take just a few days to get our first results here. So I am gonna check every single day, make sure that nothing is moldy. If any of the seeds become moldy, they are not good seeds, and I would go ahead and I would pull them out so that mold doesn't contaminate anything else. And I just wanna make sure that every day that the paper towels are staying damp and nothing's drying out and that there's no mold forming. The next time someone calls you a seed hoarder, don't listen to them. Save your seeds. Plant that packet of radishes that you discovered while cleaning out your cupboards or your seed starting area. If your seed is very old, just try the germination test first. If you only have a small supply of seed, you can germinate 5 seeds. Just keep in mind that the more that you germinate, the better your accuracy will be. Often seed packets include quantities that home gardeners just don't need. A home gardener doesn't really need 25 zucchini plants. Some years I don't even need 25 zucchini plants. After you're done planting, don't throw away the leftovers. Just keep them in the packet and put them in a dry, dark place, free of pests until next year. I've included a link in the description for some more info on how to store your seeds for best germination results. And there's also some information in there about how long seeds are good for typically. Thank you to the Northeast Wyoming Seed Library for the seeds to test for this video. I will be returning all of my extras as well as reporting the results from our seed testing. Seed libraries are a great place to find new varieties of seeds as well as seeds that are more acclimated to your area's climate. Seed libraries are also a great place to look for more information on how to save your own seed and more information on storing seeds specific to your local climate. If it's really humid, you're going to want to take precautions against your seed becoming too wet. And if you're really dry, like we are here in Wyoming, we want to make sure that we don't over dry our seeds. I would highly recommend that you look for a seed library in your local area. If you don't have a seed library near you though, there are a bunch of links in the description and there's some really great resources online about seed storing and longevity. Make sure that you find us on Facebook and Instagram for results from our seed germination test. I will be posting those results as soon as I have them. I'm thinking in 3 to 5 days, we will probably have some results. We also post tons of other content, so if you need more pictures of the cows and the pigs and the weather, make sure you check us out on Facebook or Instagram. I am so anxious for spring to be here, but it's nice to be prepping and to be planning for the upcoming season. Thanks for joining me as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary on Our Wyoming Life. And a great one that sounds stupid. Don't use that part. I'm gonna open the bottom of the package so that we can still see what is in here, because if I tear off the top, we're not gonna know. Let's do that again.